Welcome to another video from Dr. Lock. What we have here is a Batman sliding screen door lock, and this lock is no longer made. We can't get it. Hasn't been made for close to 10 years now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to compare this lock to a couple of alternatives to allow you to work out which one you want to put back on your door. So despite the handles, let's just take the lock body out, and this looks like a brand new lock. Yeah, it is too. Now, one of the things you'll notice here is on the back it's got two holes here. This is for the 3-point locking. If you have 3-point locking on your one, you'll most likely have to disconnect the 3-point locking, which is the catch at the top and the catch at the bottom, because we won't have anything which will actually suit that. Okay, these locks are only suitable for single-point locking. So the first one here we have is this one here is the Austral SD7 Murray Black. Now let's have a look at the lock body on that and let's compare them. There's always going to be some small modification that will be needed, so we're just going to look and see how close it actually is. So there's the lock there. Can we get rid of that handle? Get rid of that handle. Okay, so as you can see, the quality and the build of that to start with is far superior. Okay, so one lock over the top of the other lock. I can see that the face plates are slightly larger, not by much. You're probably talking about 5mm either side. If you look at the screw holes, they actually line up with it within a millimeter of each other. The cylinder, if we put that over the top, the cylinder and all the holes line up. So this cylinder is the same dimension, same spot. This one and this one and this one are all identical. The only thing that's different is the actual faceplate is slightly larger, which is okay because this is a surface mounted lock. This is not recessed in. It goes into a cutout which is the same size. Looking at the lock body here, you might need to do a small modification on actually the lock body. Where are we looking here? So there is a bit of a difference on one side. So when you're looking at the hole where you put this into, you might need to just file a little bit at the top and a little bit at the bottom. Looking side to side, you can see straight away that this connecting 3-point lock mechanism here is completely different. You might be able to get, you'd be lucky if you get one of the poles to work because one's upside down. So the 3-point locking is not going to work. As far as the handles go, let's just have a quick look at the Murray handles or SD7 handles, and that's what they look like on the door. So we'll go that way. Okay, that's what it looks like. Let's look at the Batman handles. Let's see if it doesn't fall apart on us. These locks had a well-known issue for falling apart. Just put that over the top there, and that's what they look like. So extremely similar. You will not get a lock cylinder. You will have to buy the cylinder separately. You get the lock as a one piece and the cylinder is as an extra. Another thing to note with this type of lock is generally they are disposable. Although with the Batman here it does have some screw holes to remove and play around, you're not going to be able to find any parts, and most likely it's going to be a die cast part, so you're better off just chuck it in the bin. If it's failed, chuck it in the bin. If you want 3-point locking, buy a new screen door, because there won't be a 3-point locking kit for it. For this one here, this is the SD7. The quality of the materials and all the rest are far superior. It is a sealed unit. You might be able to pull it apart in some description, but most likely not. So when they play up, you just replace it. Okay. Now let's look at one more here, which is quite common, and this is the Wico Leichhardt. Also available on our lock shop as well. This is what the part number there. Okay, so this is what this looks like. So the handles are a little bit smaller than the Batman. The cylinder's around the wrong way, so you would need some sort of small modification there. Okay, so that's what we're looking at there. Okay, so they're much of a muchness. There's no real difference there. The only difference would be is if your sliding screen door has like a bit of a lip coming up on this side, you might want to go for the smaller one, which would be the Wico Leichhardt Batman sliding screen door original SD7. This one is no longer available. So if we were to use a Wico in place of a Batman, let's look at that now. Okay, pushing that aside, going lock body for lock body, and we're the same size on the faceplate. Both of these match up, same. The latch is going to be in a different spot too. You can expect that with all. On the back here, there is no 3-point locking poles. So once again, you won't be able to configure your existing 3-point locking with this Wico Leichhardt. They've got two tabs here which are for the 3-point locking for a Wico Leichhardt. Generally, these are okay to install when you're in the factory, but when you're on a job site or exchanging them and the doors hung, it can be quite troublesome to get them all to work. So yeah, we don't sell any 3-point locking replacements when it comes to the Batman. We can get single point locking working for sliding screen doors. These tabs also can be cut off. What you would do is you would simply just mark it and just slice it off with a grinder or a hacksaw. You would do that, you would do it in this state here, and that way none of the cut pieces would travel into the lock. You would do that so that you could slide it into the same slot in the actual door. I can see probably about 5mm on this side and 5mm on this side compared to the Batman, which means that you would need to cut your hole out a little bit bigger, but that would be a simple file on the top and the bottom. Another thing here to notice is that the holes, if we go, let's go back to back this way, okay? So I can notice that the two holes here, they don't correspond at all. The snib or the switch doesn't correspond, the internal snib doesn't correspond, and the cylinders are upside down. So to get this to work in your door, you might have a certain hole cut out here. You would actually have to elongate those holes to accommodate this Wico Leichhardt, which is why for preference I simply prefer the ST7, the Austral ST7, because it corresponds here, 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 and here, and only leaving the lock body to be widened, or the top and the bottom to be widened a little bit. No flaps to cut off, no extra modifications, just a little bit on the top and the bottom of the cutout, and you should be right. So what that means is when you're looking at your screen door here and you're looking at the hole that is cut out here for this mortise lock, and you've got a screw hole there and a screw hole here, with both the Leichhardt and the SD7, when you're putting it in place of a Batman, you will need to take out a little bit of meat here and a little bit of meat here. Okay, that's a given. But the SD7 definitely does look like the closer fit, quicker adapting lock. So that's our video. This is the we'll be calling this a Batman sliding screen door lock replacement, and it's not suitable for your current 3-point locking system. You will need to disconnect that, but it will go in the same spot with the least amount of effort, and that's kind of what we've lined up here. Okay, thanks for watching.